I'm Melissa, and this is the Book Break. Today we're talking to Nathan Smith-Jones about his book DragonKyn. It's a really fun fantasy novel, and I'm excited to go talk to him. Let's go. To Nathan Smith-Jones, author of the book DragonKyn?
Yes.
Or DragonKyn?
Some people say DragonKyn, most people say DragonKyn, but you can say either.
Okay. Well, we'll just pick one depending on our mood then.
There you go. There you go.
So tell me about this book. Tell me what's it about.
Well, it's about a 14-year-old boy who discovers he carries ancient dragon DNA.
Oh,
and it's
awesome.
very fun, yeah. And it all starts with him making a grilled cheese sandwich. It's just him and his mom living in Rifle, Colorado. And then he's making a grilled cheese sandwich. He thinks he burns himself, and then he realizes he's not burned at all. And then the adventure ensues from there,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you were writing this, did you have any kids that you know that was kind of inspiring your person, or?
Yeah, like part of it is my son, Richard. But I would watch him and I would ask him about certain things that teenagers say, like lit, or, you know what I mean? And so, because I wanted to get
the jargon right.
Exactly, I wanted to get the jargon right, and so I thought, well, I'll just kind of, and I also, at the time I was also teaching 7th and 8th graders, so I was I would glean some of that from them, and it was a really fun project.
So did your son think, like, come on, Dad, this is weird, why are you asking me what to say?
Yeah. Well, my family's been very supportive. My wife, thank you again, honey, if you're watching this. They've been very supportive, and so they knew I was writing a book, and so I would pepper him with these questions, and he knew the reason, but he'd be like going, okay, and another question for the book that Dad has. And now my youngest kids, Dimitri and Evelyn, are 12 and 11, and so they're asking about it, and so I talked to all the kids at their school about it, and
nice.
They're all getting excited. It's been really fun.
So have all your kids read your book then?
Yeah, they have. Yeah, it's really neat, you know. And my daughter is actually getting into honors English, and I really attribute some of that to the fact that she got so pumped about writing that she was like writing a bunch of different stories, and because Dad was, you know, and so it was really fun because, and I really think that got her at a place that, because I would help check her, you know, her spelling and her grammar and the conventions and stuff, and I think that is one of the things that got her so high in the writing and the English classes right now. So it's really neat.
Well, and this is the fantasy genre, and what age typically likes this?
Typically, it's age 11 to 111, because I tried to make it like something everyone can have fun with, right? And so I wanted it to be believable to an older audience. But I also, plus you can't pander. I think 11-year-olds, they're very savvy nowadays. They know when they're being talked down to, and they know when you're giving them a true to life story. So there's one of the reasons why I think a lot of people around here are really liking the book is because, especially parents, is because, you know, there's no sex, there's no swearing, there is some violence because, you know, you have kids with dragon powers, they're going to have enemies in high places.
I could see that.
Yeah, and so, but the kids really get drawn in, and so it's really interesting. It's a fun time. So
that's awesome. So one of the things I thought was really interesting about you is you actually did the voice for your audiobook.
Yeah, the audiobook right now is available at audiobooks.com and Audible and other places near you.
Well then, she said, I suppose you could teach this class, couldn't you? Better than you, said Mark, and a collective, I can't believe he just said that gasp came from the other students.
It took me 6 months to get all the recording and the editing done, but I've been a voiceover actor for 20 years, and so that really helped.
Yeah.
And I created like about 15 different voices, 10 of them rather specific and
Wow.
5 more general, but it took time, it took time. And then, like, for instance, Jen's voice, Jen is like the Obi-Wan Kenobi. Okay, Jen is a bad A. You don't want to mess with Jen. Jen is a DragonKyn, just like Mark, our hero, but she's the one who really ends up helping him. She's the mentor character, right? And so, I was so gratified. I've got to say this here. This lady called me up, or no, she emailed me, and she said, my daughter had this thing at school, and she's supposed to go as her favorite character in a novel. Oh. And she went to school dressed like Jenica, but like Jen from my book. Yeah. And it's so
awesome.
It was awesome. And it's funny because Mark's mom is named Jenny, but they're not really in many scenes together, and so and I've never seen everyone told me, oh no, change the name. Why? I mean, that happens sometimes. People have kind of similar names, and it doesn't have 1,000 characters in it, so you can understand it, right? And I just thought, and plus that kind of realism, you know what I mean? I just think those little teeny touches, they pull people in more. Anyway, another little side note, but it was kind of exciting that she went to school dressed as a character that began in my head. It's just like, awesome. Wow. But she is an amazing character. It's all about girl power. And seriously, and I like having strong female characters in my novels because, again, I have daughters and I want them to be strong. And
I am really excited to have my own children read this.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That's exciting.
I think it's going to be awesome. So thank you so much for talking with me today. Hi, I'm Single Payer Healthcare, and this is Big Pharma in the US. For far too long, Big Pharma has been overcharging Americans for necessary prescriptions, like insulin and inhalers.
Whoa, little lady, that's not true. We save lives.
And charge more for medications than any other country.
What? But honey, they let us, so it's okay. But don't worry, we have all this under control.
Well, Pharma, single-payer healthcare can stop the overcharging, and if you
go
pick up...
do I get to talk?
I think you said enough already. To learn more about how to heal the harm in American healthcare, go pick up The Purple World by Dr. Joseph Q. Jarvis.
Who reads? Does it come in audiobook? This is a book commercial? I have a Maserati. I don't read.
Every single part of my body I could find flaw in. So much so that even when my own child was about 10 years old, she saw me looking in the mirror. And she looked at me and she said, "Mom, you look beautiful. You look fine." And it wasn't a proud moment for me to know that my daughter saw that I just hated the way that I looked. I hated everything about myself. I did not want to be in my own skin.
Hi, I'm Melissa, the host of the show The Book Break, and today I would love to tell you about the book The Purple World by Dr. Joseph Q. Jarvis. In this book, he relates stories that show us how our healthcare system is broken and gives us a solution for how we can fix it.
Whoa, little lady. I thought we talked about this.
Did you know over 70% of Americans say our healthcare system is in crisis?
Wrong.
We need to do something about this. Pick up the book The Purple World, Healing the Harm in American Healthcare by Dr. Joseph Q. Jarvis.